Oh look, there's a dust mitt in our toilet.
Did you say you need a toilet? There you go.
That's a lot of toilet. Video done. Video done.
Okay, so you must be wondering what the hell we're doing. And why do we have a giant plant pot, a giant pink plant pot around?
Tank.
And a fuel tank to hand today. Well, as per the title, we're building a DIY composting toilet on a budget. Okay, so to build this composting toilet, which is hopefully not going to be any more than £50, we're going to need 12mm ply, a pea tank, a poo tank of any color, a urine separator to separate the liquids from the solids, a filter to go into the urine separator, which again helps separate the liquids from the solids, which in this case is a tea strainer.
Obviously a toilet seat to finish it all off.
And a fan. This is a 12-volt computer fan, and this is hopefully going to help us manage the smell to ventilate the toilet out the van. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh, and we are going to put the plans of how to build this composting toilet into a guide that you'll be able to find on our website, and as of the release of this video, it's going to be 20% off. So the link for our DIY composting toilet templates is in the description below, so go grab those 20% off if you need help with your toilet. Right then, so let's build, so I can actually tell you how to do it, you know. Find out. Okay, so this used to be the toilet mock-up. Now, the toilet's going to be a bit taller than that. Not as tall as this, okay? This giant pink thing is gonna be cut right there. It was just cheap, okay? Okay, so this is gonna be the location for our shower and where the toilet's gonna be stored. Hence, this is not done at all yet. It's still the original installation. I've already cut the sides of the box, and now we just need to test whether it fits on the floor. There's going to be a duckboard here, so this would actually rest on a duckboard, not on this floor, because this floor is going to be the tray. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to slide this out like that and not lift it out, essentially. So we're still trying to keep everything as lightweight as possible, so we've gone with a mixture of 12mm ply and 9mm ply. Ideally for these sort of structures you should be really using either proper timber or 18mm ply, but I've seen plenty of toilets being made of 12mm ply and nobody has reported, you know, incidents. Okay, so what we're going for is a basic crate structure. So we're gonna have our sides, and these sides are gonna be supported by these timber triangles. Looks alright. So step one, get all of those separate pieces looking like a box.
I'm off to work, so have fun.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Runs away. Say, let's build a toilet. Okay, let's build a toilet. Nope, he runs away. So, we have a problem. We have 3 problems. So we said we're going to be using this tank. We're not going to be using this tank. There's nothing wrong with the plastic, everything's fine, except
when we put in the urine diverter in position.
Yeah, so roughly this position. It is exactly where the bloody handle is. We could shift this another 3 centimeters back, and that would be a free way. However, one, this will require a pipe. Okay, so some sort of funnel, then piping going into here. However, you see this kind of goes up. There's a bit of leveling problem. So, based on these evidence, I would say we probably shouldn't use this tank. I also need to drill some holes for handles. At the moment, the way I lift it is it's sort of like grabbing it weirdly and sloshing it all the way around. And when it's full, you don't want to do that.
Also, there will be a lid on this.
Yes, there will be a lid on that. So I'll have to like put my hand in the hole and then yank it up. So that's not a good idea. So we need to have some holes so we can pull it, because I can't put a handle on it because it wouldn't fit in the shower. Oh, you know, van builds. You know, it's just a day's work. Problem? Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. It's been that sort of day where, you know, your door can fall off, and you'd be like, all right, put it on the list. Just another thing. Okay. Let me go have ice cream.
Ooh, ice cream.
Right. So, it's time to cut the giant pink plant pot. I measured the height to be around 34 centimeters, so I set the table saw to that, and we're gonna see if we can save ourselves some time by cutting with the table saw, because I don't really want to pull out the jigsaw. Need to figure out what to do with the remainder of this thing. I don't know, figure out in a minute. Month, year, later, never. Alright, so to get the hole here, really it does depend on the type of separator you have and the buckets you have in terms of like exactly you know, the centimeter exact alignment of things. The shape of the hole should be really the shape of the toilet seat that you get. So the best thing to do is to just trace it and then do a centimeter border, expansion border around it, and you cut the centimeter bigger hole than this. That way the lid will be kept cleaner. In terms of where you should position the hole, you know, on the long axis, you know, how far from the front and such. Well, first, when you put it on, make sure that it sort of looks decent. And the other thing that you need to consider is that the diverter needs to overlap. So whatever you do, if you put it right at the edge, you have to ensure that your diverter has enough room to be attached right at the front without it basically sticking out. Because what you don't want to do is this. What you want is for this to overlap, okay? That way, things will definitely go down where they need to. Put some feet on this lid so it stops doing this. So those are the little feet. Now please fit. Ow.
There we are.
This toilet has not been used yet. It doesn't count as a toilet yet.
How's it looking?
Perfect.
Good.
Ooh, good acoustics down there. Quite dusty. So the box is ready to be varnished, except there's one more hole that we need to drill. and that is the hole into the floor. These toilets do tend to smell a bit if you don't have good ventilation. So, given that it's a relatively enclosed box in a small space, everybody said, well, install a fan. So we need to find a place to install it in the box. Now, there aren't a lot of options as to where to install it in the box. Also, there's a tiny problem. This box is supposed to be an independent unit for you to be able to move out the shower so you can have a shower. So the fan cannot be actually attached to our main battery supply, because that will have a wire dragging all over the place and probably past the shower tray. So that's problem one. Now problem two is where we want to position this. There's two options. One, we position it on the wall, so we drill a hole on the side of the van, which is perfectly fine, except that we don't want the hole there. Where we want the hole is in the floor. However, this floor is where our shower tray is going to be for our recirculating shower, which means that you cannot have an exposed hole for your water to drain out of, because otherwise it will not be recirculating. So we need to future-proof this. Hence, we bought this. Okay, so the idea is, come over. So when the toilet's away, the fan can be working and getting the air out. But when you need to use the shower, you can put the plug there, yeah, and that will basically stop the water flowing through the hole. So we need to drill a hole in the box. That's the easy part. But the location of that hole is determined by what is underneath the van. So there's bracing, there's beams, there's so many things. So obviously we're gonna hop underneath, but I'm gonna take my notes with me. So I need to find the underfloor part. Haha! Right, so this is the best thing I've ever done for the van, okay? This is the underfloor sketch of the van. So I need, this is the one with the zones and the one with the measurements. Oh no, this one. I need these two. Right, so this is my plain sketch here. So that is where the couch is, and this is where the shower is. So with the overlay, we can go down and make notes exactly where we see what, and that way we can try not to drill through something that we really shouldn't. This is the big brace here, and that's within the shower. There you go. So we know that this brace is already within the shower. The question is exactly where. That smudge is the beginning of our shower. So we measured from the couch there to here.
So there's our shower wall that's literally here on the inside of the van.
And then this is a shower tray. Must avoid this brace. So our fan margin is from this line to this line, because we have a blue beam here, and if our measurement here is correct, so the invisible 7 centimeters is that way, that means that our X needs to fall on this line somewhere along here, so probably somewhere here.
Yeah, we'll drill pretty much in there. See it?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay, is that good?
I think so. Woohoo!
Hole drilled.
What?
Hole drilled.
Hello.
You could probably fit the camera lens through there. Go on, give it a try. Oh, like literally just. I know, we'll use this as a peephole. If anyone's tinkering away under our van trying to steal our catalytic converter or whatever, we'll know. Okay, we'll know. We have a periscope in our toilet. Oh.
Ta-da!
There you go.
Obviously we're accounting for some cladding here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much spot over. So the fan's just going to be screwed on like that, and it can blow air out to the outside.
Alright, so all the holes are done. The trickiest hole, which goes all the way to the outside of the van underneath, did not break anything. It is fine. It is perfectly in the margins. Oh, and by the way, we have been getting requests as to where to find these Sprinter Van layout templates, and the link is down in the description below. We made them ourselves, so we have made them available now for everybody to get, whoever needs them. They're 60% off as of the release of this video, so if you do want them, go grab them. The link is down in the description below, okay? Varnish. Let's go! Right, to do with the varnish.
Now, it's really important we varnish the toilet, because no matter how much we run the fan, the wood over time will absorb like all the smells, and if there is any leakage or we want to clean it, we want to be able to like cover this in water and the water not seep into the wood.
Don't go yet. So with the fan resting here, our poop bucket no longer basically can sit on the floor. So we have made some feet. So we'll position them, and then this will just rest on top. There's plenty of room, plenty of air for basically for the air to get sucked down. At least I hope.
There's a gap.
In terms of whether this is going to move around, no, it has nowhere to go whenever the second tank is in there, and the separator also pretty much stops most motion.
So with our 12 volt fan, since our toilet box is actually independent and can move around, we don't want to connect it to our battery's power because we're just going to have an extraordinarily long cable. So we bought a small 12 volt battery that we can independently wire up to our 12 volt fan, so that the entire toilet fan contraption can be independent and moved anywhere while still having power to the fan.
Oh, you're going to do the wiring? Oh, how helpful of you. Oh. She thinks you're giving her food.
This is wires, sweetie.
Food?
This should complete the circuit. So it's currently off right now.
Off.
Fan is off. Switch the switch. Fan is on.
Okay, that works.
Cool.
Excellent.
Right. So just need to heat shrink that up and then put that in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Simple circuit.
I think the last thing on the agenda, might be the last thing, we'll find out, is to seal the edges of the box. Now, I don't know whether this is strictly necessary, but we thought, well, if there is some sort of leak or something happening, then you really don't want things to fall through the cracks and spread everywhere else. So, got some neutral cure silicone here. Yep, so just gonna do the edges.
Alright, toilet's nearly done. All we need to do is to connect our P-tank to the urine diverter, and then load it up with sawdust, and we're done. So what we've got to connect them together is one of these. I think it's used in washing machines or sinks. I'll leave a link down below, but essentially one end is pretty tightly on there on the urine diverter, so this won't come off, and then we just need to make that fit in there. There we go.
Oh, that's just
about. There you go.
right.
And then we just, this is nice and flexible, so we can just position this however we like.
It doesn't pop out easily, so that's good. See,
Yep.
see, it does. Well, if I let the weight hang, it will, but it doesn't like stay put. Oh, no, stay out for now.
Alright. Go ahead and pop the bin bag in. Excellent. Haha.
Fine.
Like it was designed for. It's actually all black in there now. You can't see the pink box.
No.
Ha.
I mean, you can still see it there. Next to the switch. By the way, don't remember if we showed you, that's the switch. That's
Yeah.
the fan switch.
So we've got the fan switch. Actually, you can just about see it there. See that silver thing? Go ahead, switch it off. There you go. Right. Sawdust. This is kind of like our sawdust that we've been collecting for the past year from all of our cutting the wood through the table saw and such. So
It's mostly pine.
it's mostly good quality sawdust.
So the way this works, you're supposed to put sawdust at the bottom of your bucket, and then you do your business and you put more sawdust and more blah 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 blah. You alternate them. And we're also going to put sawdust right here at the back in our storage compartment.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much sawdust is... Ooh, dusty. I don't know how much sawdust is enough. I mean, I suppose covering the base is a good start.
Yeah.
Please leave your suggestions in the comments below how much sawdust is appropriate for this.
We'll just do a layer at the bottom. Cool. Alright.
Is that enough?
I'd say that's enough for now.
That's enough, huh?
And we'll just stack the back with sawdust as well, so we have a storage area.
Catch up with you in a few days after we've had a few test runs. Righty then, so we're going to be reviewing our composting toilet next week in a full review video of our DIY composting toilet. So if you have any burning questions on the topic, then make sure that you tune in for that next week. Also remember to pick up your 20% off on your DIY composting toilet templates if you fancy building this toilet, which now we have fully described in excruciating detail. And if you can't wait for the review next week, then you can find all of the do's and don'ts, all the upgrades that we should do to our toilet, the things that we have already done to our toilet. You can find all of those in our DIY composting guide, which you can get 20% off, so do not forget to grab that before the offer runs out. So catch you next week for our thrilling composting toilet talk, and in the meantime, happy pooping everybody!